Rule number 1, there are no rules. Rule number 2, don't mess with anybody else. You know, there are no rules in life. I mean, Steve Jobs didn't, what's the rules to building a computer or starting a computer revolution? You know, I think people who are doing well in life aren't concerned with the rules. The only rule is, don't mess with somebody else. And it's a beautiful day. It's a great day. I think we would need less rules if people just paid attention. You know, listened to people. I think I'm pretty good at listening to people. Even watching people is listening. You know, you're picking up on their vibes. You're picking up on, is this student having trouble? Is this person, why does this guy look worried? There's a podcast, I think it was The Art of Manliness, and they had the guy who teaches the Marine Corps tracker course, but it's not exactly called the tracker course, but it's a course on when you're in bad places, what to look for, how to spot the person that's trying to kill you. And he broke it down into, there are 4 different types of people. There's submissive, dominant, and then the other 2. But basically, if you see somebody sweating profusely, out of context where they're at, you're like, that doesn't look right. There's probably a reason that doesn't look right. So you should maybe perk your ears up a little bit, pay more attention. And I think that's, pay attention. Pay attention to everything. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to people. Pay attention to the way people speak. Pay attention to that gut feeling. If you've got a bad feeling in your stomach, or something, and you're like, oh, I got a bad feeling about this. There's a reason you have a bad feeling. That's it's your body, your mind, your other senses telling you, hey, there's something coming up. Malcolm Gladwell's book, Blink, talks about that, like how your mind processes stuff faster than you can actually process it. It's like, boom, those senses that we have that we either don't use or don't know how to use, or, have forgotten to use. And so you gotta pay attention to that kind of stuff. And that'll keep you alive. Crossing streets or, dodging bullets, whatever. It all works. So you gotta pay attention. And, so if your body's in pain, not only is pain weakness leaving the body in certain aspects, pain is also saying, hey, there's something wrong here. So pay attention. It sounds kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess simplistic. But I think life is simple. I think we complicate it. You lose track of what's important. Is the dollar bill a piece of paper? How important is that? You should, I was thinking about this today. When your job becomes a job, you need to go find another job. That's why life's too short to be all miserable. Not counting Indoc. Indoc's worth, Indoc's not pararescue. Pararescue is its own thing. Indoc's just paying some dues. It's like being in a band and you gotta play, Saturday nights at some dive bar, until you get enough people following you so you can get picked up and go make $1 million. That 10,000 hours thing. Check out Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Huge Malcolm Gladwell fan. The man has got, I don't own any stock in his company, so don't worry. But I like his books for thinking outside the box. I heard a quote about me today, said that Maroni doesn't even know where the box is. And I was like, hey, man, thanks. I like to refer to myself in the third person. So it's been an interesting week. I'm no longer instructing, but I believe that, like when Obi-Wan Kenobi was struck down, I'll be able to be stronger and more powerful than anyone ever imagined, because I won't be constrained by AETC, so I can teach what I need to teach, whereas AETC is really limited what I can teach. They probably would frown upon this medium that I've popped into with you guys, but I like it. I think that the things that I can teach you are things that will help you, and I'm not saying that like I have all the answers. I have what works for me. I have ideas. I have a thought process that can work for you, but I'm not speaking the gospel. I'm not speaking, anything that you can learn from picking up a book or finding somebody else that speaks your language. If you hear what I say and you like what I say, then that's good. If you hear what I say and you're like, this guy's full of crap, whatever, hey, that's fine. You don't need what I got. Go somewhere else. But if you like what I'm saying, then be like, hey, I like it. And I think that I've got good communication going on with a couple people. Maybe they're asking questions that you want to ask, or maybe they're asking questions, like, hey, I was going to ask that, that's a good question, or I want to ask this question, but I don't know. Hit me. There are no dumb questions, only dumb cones asking questions. So, whatever you want to know. I mean, I won't tell you everything, but if you got a good question, combat control, attack piece, seer, life, as an instructor, I've had students, my mom's got cancer, my girlfriend's pregnant, my girlfriend got raped, my grandfather died, my ankle hurts. I've heard it all, and, I'm not a spiritual leader or a counselor. I just listen, and then I'm like, all right, you need to go talk with the chaplain, or you need to go talk to the first sergeant, or you need, I can deliver you to somebody who can help you, and I think that's an important thing in life. If you need help, ask the question. The worst anyone can say is no, and then, all right, I asked the question, versus, you're sitting there wondering, going, oh, maybe he could have helped me. Maybe somebody, you never know until you ask. So, no, don't be afraid to ask people for help. Because I think most people want to help. If you know a PJ and you want to train to be a PJ or a combat controller or something, if you're like, hey, I would like to train to be a PJ, could you give me some hints or tips, or, go to the pool with me once or twice? Very few PJs I know that wouldn't be like, yeah, I'll go to the pool with you, whatever, What's an hour or 2 hours out of my life to help some kid, find what he wants to do? Because there's never enough PJs. We need more PJs. We need more doctors. We need more everything. So, if you're willing to put in the time, don't waste somebody's time. If you're just like, well, I was thinking about it, or, the guys that go to the gym and, maybe put on some weight, lift it, walk around, flex in the mirror, that kind of, don't be that guy. If you want to work out. You want to train hard, train like you're supposed to, not, half-ass. So I think that's important. So don't waste anybody's time, don't waste your time, don't waste our time. But if you genuinely want to do something, ask the questions, be out there, put yourself on the line, like Jerry Maguire, when the guy's like, yeah, man, this is putting your balls on the line, that's where greatness comes from, and I can't think of it. Stanley, no, yeah, I think his last name's Stanley. He was a guitarist for the Man in the Box guys. I can't think of their name, man. All right, that's the one thing about getting old. You guys, your memory goes. You're like, yeah, that guy. Although I remember a lot of other useless information, so I think I'm doing alright, but sometimes that memory just disappears. So I don't know, so that's my thought. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and do your best. Be a good Cub Scout, be prepared. So hope everybody's having a good one. Thank you for your time once again, and keep your questions, comments, concerns coming, and I will answer them as quick as possible. On Saturday, I'm doing a treading video. Should be good. I'm excited. And you know, if you want some good knowledge, check out Interview with a Dive School Setback, part 3. Uncle Lou sets in and drops some knowledge and blows some minds. Like, I was thoroughly stoked that he hopped in. You only caught half the why not? You only get half the conversation. You missed a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with what I got. So check that out. I learned something from it, and you know, don't be afraid to learn from people. People will teach you stuff. You just gotta listen. That's the secret to life. Pay attention and listen. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So, like I said, thanks. Bye.